What is up? What is up? We are back in black in the building. Shout out to everybody out there, man. This fucking weather's fucked up. But I got my motherfucking ginger and turmeric tea in this bitch. Shout out to everybody there at the Court Plantation. Man, shout out to my boy Nick. Man, I had so much shit going on Sunday, man. So good looking out, Nick. We gonna reconvene this weekend, man. I had so much shit going on. So many things I gotta get to. Man, I'm just working on some new shit. Trying to put everything together, man. And then this wind and all this other shit kind of fucks with a nigga a little bit. But that's all right, though. Man, I'm back in black. Got done handling a little bit of business. Shout out to everybody out there that's handling business. Shout out to all you niggas that's at the Court Plantation right now as we speak. I know it's a nigga right there. I know it's a nigga at the Court Plantation right now tight. Probably getting ready to go tell on some goddamn body. Try snitching motherfuckers. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation making it do what it do. Trying to survive. Shout out to everybody out there that's slanging pussy. Look, shout out to all my niggas out there that's paying. I pay too. But you know I'm only going to pay after I check the Carfax on that pussy hole. So if you got over 100,000 miles on that pussy hole and your transmission needs to be dropped, we going to have to renegotiate that price. So shout out to everybody out there. Like again, I apologize about Sunday, man. I just had so much shit going on. Been waiting for this live stream. Hey, shout out to everybody that's out there. It sounds like somebody at my motherfucking door. I don't know who the fuck it is, but whoever it is, y'all hear my dog barking right now. Oh well, whoever the fuck it is, you better get the fuck away from here. But anyway, shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation and doing what they need to do. Shout out to everybody out there that is not finessing, but handling business and doing what they need to do. Man, hold on real quick. Somebody at my motherfucking door. Hold on. See who the fuck this is. Hold on, y'all. Man, my bad, y'all. It was somebody at my motherfucking door, motherfucking UPS. So I had to check. I hear my motherfucking dog barking and shit. But shout out to everybody out there. My bad. Look, I'm hood to the motherfucker. My bad. Look, making my tea go cold and shit. But anyway, shout out to everybody at the Court Plantation. Man, I got something that I wanted to discuss. Shout out to Kwame Brown. We gonna get into it. That nigga was calling out names. I like to let the story unfold sometimes so I can see what the fuck is going on. So shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation. My bad just now, man. It was somebody at my motherfucking door and the dog is barking and shit. So I'm like, man, motherfucker keep knocking. Shit, nigga. I thought it was Jesus at first. Shout out to everybody out there. Like I said again, man, we gonna get into a lot of shit today. Like I said, I couldn't make it on Sunday. I had so much shit going on. Man, I be up early as a motherfucker too. So we gonna get into it. Man. I hope everybody support black businesses. Freedom Paper Company. I already showed y'all the cookies. Cookie Confident. Them some big ass cookies. I just got done with them motherfuckers, man. I got one left. I don't even think I'm fucking with it. Shout out to everybody that's on their CMOS. Like I said, I just took the last of my little CMOS. I got to make me up another batch. But right now, I got the turmeric tea going on right now. So, you know, it's just a lot of things that we going to talk about today. But we definitely going to talk about Kwame Brown. Tasha, hey, what's going on? I see you've been waiting for this live stream. Man, I've been watching them, but I really wanted to see what was going to happen, what was going to be the interaction. And it proved me right. So we going to get into it. And if you are at the court plantation, listen to me then, because if you're not at the court plantation, then I wouldn't listen to me. Listen to me when you out there. Listen to me while you at work. That's the only way it's going to make sense. Shout out to everybody out there that's sticking together, not trying to be divisive. Shout out to all my melanated brothers and sisters that don't get around the dominant white side. They get the cooning and samboing and mammying, and I don't have to get the music for you. So shout out to everybody out here, man, that's making it happen. Shout out to Nuke, too. I talked to Nuke this morning. Nuke is recovering, man. You know how it is, man. Just so much shit going on, working and tired. So shout out to Nuke. Nuke should be back soon. Just we got to get our schedules tight. Let's get into it. Hey. Man. Somebody was at my, hey. Well, my dog, y'all hear my dog barking, man? That bitch ain't no joke. Nigga get bit fucking around this bitch. Rottweilers are us in this motherfucker. But yeah, man, I had to check the door, man. Motherfucker keep knocking. I hate that shit, man. Let's leave the package at the door talking about you need the signature. Well, nigga, I didn't sign shit. But anyway, shout out to everybody out there that is trying to stay focused on replacing the system of racism, white supremacy, and establishing the system of justice. I think that's what should be the most important thing on everybody's mind. Man, let's just get into it, man. Our brother, our kid prodigy, the brother that everybody talks shit about all this time, and y'all done awoken a sleeping giant, and now he been clapping back at niggas. Niggas don't like that shit, because niggas gonna lose their motherfucking financial stability. See, sometimes you don't want to get into a pig pen and play around with pigs. You're gonna start smelling like shit. And I'm not saying that Kwame Brown's a pig, but Kwame Brown, he's already let us know, nigga, I'm not out here being a fake ass protesting black leader and all this other shit, nigga. I'm really on the ground. I'm really doing it. But see, these niggas thought that he was just gonna be their punching bag. See, that's why a lot of times when you have these podcasts and you're being sponsored by these major platforms, these major sponsorships, sometimes it ain't good to be getting into it with people that ain't gonna play that bullshit. Now, in case y'all don't know, our brother Kwame was mentioned in this podcast with Gilbert. First of all, look, we can keep it on basketball. We can say whatever we want. But y'all don't know this man. Y'all don't know what this man has went through. Y'all, and niggas need to stop trying to find an easy target and make fun of motherfuckers. You don't know these niggas. And you don't, especially when you have shit to lose. I'm not saying that Kwame Brown don't. But the way that nigga was talking, I'm going to play some of the audio. That nigga was going in. He was calling them all kinds of Sambos and cool. Just basically, y'all niggas is some hoe-ass niggas. And rightfully so. You don't even know me. And don't get on no major platform and start shitting on me. So I have to commend Kwame Brown for that. And I have to give him props because I felt like there was a lot of pressure on him. I like what Shannon Sharp said when he said it about Kwame. He's like, he's playing with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had these unrealistic expectations. Michael Jordan talking to him like he a grown man. No, he's a kid. You know what I mean? You got to be different with him. And some people, they don't respond to certain type of people's mentalities and criticisms and stuff like that. Everybody is a different learner and everybody comprehends things differently. But that still doesn't give anybody the right to use our brother Kwame as a punching bag. And niggas been using him as punching bags the last couple of days. And that nigga been clapping back. Now, here's the thing that I feel like he's exposed. He's exposed a lot of the Sambo shit too. Because niggas getting their feelings. See, first of all, if you addressed him on social media and you made fun of him and laughed and joked, so there were other brothers on there that was kind of making fun of him, but he didn't take that as a joke. He didn't think that was funny. So he clapped back. And when he clapped back, see, he can talk however he want to talk because he's not backed by the dominant society. That nigga probably did. Hey, he probably did well with his money. He good. He bought his mama a house. He did what he was supposed to do. And you don't really hear no bullshit about him. Well, niggas now, they want to say shit back. You know, like our brother Steven Jackson. Man, I give props to Steven Jackson, man, for speaking out about George Floyd, but I think this was a battle he didn't want to pick because you must be backed by the dominant society, which there's no problem with that. But if you are, I think you should rephrase what you say, think before you speak, and understand that you are talking about another melanated brother. And sometimes it ain't good to get on these dominant society platforms and shit on your brother, especially a person you don't really deal with it like that, because they can take it a different type of way. And what was so funny was some of the shit that Kwame was saying. I was like, God damn, this nigga was going in. It was so funny to me, man, because I'm like, these niggas, I think they fuck with the wrong nigga, man, because this nigga was going in. And when I mean in, this nigga was going in. In. Let me see if I can find some of the video, because the nigga was just saying, he was saying so much potent shit. And that's what I liked about it. Because he wasn't packing no punches. He wasn't sitting up there pretending like, no, he wasn't doing none of that. Stephen, hold on. And then he called out Stephen A. Smith. And this is what I like about Stephen A. Smith. He loves talking about niggas, but he won't say shit about white folk. And when he do, he's very, very calculated in what he says about white folk. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that I don't like. Let me see if I can find something. Let me see. Let's see what we can find. All right, let's see. Let me see what I can find about him. All right, here we go. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let's see if I can find this.
Have you been trying to figure a way to have a...
We're not playing no commercials, my nigga. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. We're not doing that. We're not playing no commercials at all. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Come on, man. Let's see. Play the audio.
Is buying y'all all that? Boy, I had the cheapest bag you can walk around with. What's the cheapest bag you can walk around with? I had the cheapest bag you can walk around with, but whoever that is buying y'all all that, boy, I'd have bought up the whole South. You know how many houses you can buy in the South for what some of you motherfuckers paying for them bags? And you motherfuckers got the nerve to talk about black folks don't have no wealth? Man, I ought to DDT one of you motherfuckers.
Oh, man. He said some real shit, though.
Oh, shit. Hey. Yeah, hey, look at, I've been sitting back looking at this shit on the news. I just be laughing. I be like, we just don't get it. We just don't get it. We'll make everybody rich, but somebody black. Ooh. Master P make a shoe, you turn your head. Nike make a shoe, you mother each other over.
What had I been saying? What have I? That's why I wanted this to play out. I didn't want to just jump on it right away. I wanted to see the rebuttals. I wanted to see what people was going to really say. And I wanted to see, because I went back and looked at a lot of Kwame Brown's old shit. And I'm like, well, he been kind of like this. This ain't nothing new to him. That's why it's so easy for a person like Kwame Brown to say what he's saying. Because he's already felt this way anyway. The shit he was saying about, he was calling, he said, how y'all got around y'all white boss, and then y'all want to say shit about me. But the shit he was saying is what normal melanated black folk do when they get around the dominant white society. I've worked around people like that at the corporate plantation. I've worked around it. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. I've seen things at the corporate plantation that will blow your mind. You think you're supposed to be on the same page, with the exception, the only person I've ever worked with that's been solid and that's been around me that ain't never been on no bullshit is Nukinda. Nuke. That's the homie. That's it. That's it. She ain't never been on no bullshit, no messy bullshit, playing games, flip-flop in front of the dominant white society. That's the only person. I'm talking about for a long period of time. I'm not talking about for a short period of time. I'm talking about 15, 16 years. I've never seen no bullshit at all. And you could tell Kwame probably got into the NBA and saw a lot of the fuckery and the ass kissing and the bullshit that you got to do in the acquiescing and bending the knee. And he probably was like, man, nigga, y'all could just give me my $50 million or whatever I'm gonna make sure my family's taken care of and I'm Gucci. I don't need to be doing all this because this shit ain't for me. And he right about Master P. Nigga talk all that shit about Master P shoes, but nigga go love and praise Nike. That's a fact.
But then get mad talking about black don't got no money. It's a disproportionate of wealth. Motherfucker, our money stay in our hood 6 hours. Get a black in it.
That sounds like Dr. Claude Anderson. Our money doesn't bounce. Why you think I've been talking about Freedom Paper Company, Cookie Confidant, My Aunt Raw Herbs, blackandnoble.com, Mix of Health. I'm not saying go spend $1,000, but damn, if you got $20, $30, you can go buy some CMOS from Mix of Health. You can go buy some Cookie Confidant. If you in Texas, they in Texas. I ordered the cookies all the way from motherfucking Texas, so I don't want to hear that shit. All the way from motherfucking Texas. Period. I don't care. You can do it. It's just niggas don't want to do that shit. And I'm glad that they did this to Kwame because now this is going to give him a voice that he never had. And his platform is huge now. Now niggas want to listen to what he got to say. Because they just thought Kwame Brown was just some dumb country bumpkin nigga that didn't have no type of scruples, that didn't have no intelligence about himself, that didn't have his own self-taught education. They just thought he just some dumb nigga. And now look, he's bold enough to say the shit niggas ain't gonna say on Showtime and ESPN. They niggas ain't gonna say that shit on ESPN at all.
Dang, you ain't gonna support it. I ain't getting that no money. You mean he already got rims and shit. That's how we look at each other. You know it and I know it, so stop that shit. The motherfucker mad at me because people sending me super chat. And I'm taking the super chat money, ordering shoes off eBay for these kids down in Brunswick. So, damn, that's how much you think about a black man. You don't want a black man to have nothing. You want to catch you in traffic. It's sad. It's sad, bro. I have never hurt a man in my life, black or white. I have never started an argument with a man in my whole life. What is the point? You could lose your life like that.
Ooh.
And we got running around starting arguments every goddamn day.
Man, he ain't lying.
I don't understand. I opened up a restaurant in Savannah. Now, you would be imagine how many times I done heard, man, that used to be.
Wow. Hold on, man. Man, hold on. Let me see if they play the rest of it.
I ain't eating that. And they go right round the corner and order Chinese food. So when you in the
what have I said about this? What have I been saying? What the fuck have I been saying? I've been saying the whole motherfucking time. What have I been saying? Hey, you said on previous podcasts that we as FBA should never go back and forth with each other in public. We should do that at home in private. That's a fact. You still running for mayor? Who the hell is this? Dusty Jarvis. It's funny how Kaepernick was kneeling at every game and Derek Chauvin kneels once and goes to prison. Where's Sean? Oh, what's going on, Shawnee? I see you. Man, my bad. Look, I'm so into this video because like I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is the first time I've watched all of this. I've only watched snippets of it because I wanted it to play out. Because, Tasha, remember, you said this like Thursday. You was like, hey, have you, off the subject, but hey, have you seen Kwame Brown? I'm like, yeah, he been going in, but I wanted to wait. I wanted to see exactly how long it was going to take before not Kwame Brown, but other niggas start niggasplaining. And you saw Steven Jackson got in his feelings. I love that brother, but he got in his feelings and started talking crazy to Kwame. And then them people approached him and said, I think you might want to apologize because that could be taken as a threat, and we don't condone violence. Now the nigga got to go on there and apologize and See, this is exactly what Kwame was talking about. Y'all niggas work for ESPN. That's like us working at the corporate. Look, Stephen A. Smith, Matt Barnes, all these niggas got corporate plantation jobs just like us. They're no different from us. They just got, in my personal opinion, they have more options as of right now. But that money doesn't last forever. I'm joking. No, man, I ain't running for no motherfucking mayor at all. Hell no. Them niggas don't want me running for no motherfucking mayor. For real. Them niggas will be dig up whatever dirt you can. I don't give a fuck. Niggas will still fuck with me though. Cause I'll be like, my whole point would be on replacing the system of racism, white supremacy, and establishing the system of justice. That's my whole thing. And when you listen to Kwame, he's not dumb. He's very intelligent. And the shit that he's saying, he's like, well, y'all won't fuck with Master P, but y'all go around, go fuck with Nike. Y'all won't fuck with my restaurant, but y'all go buy Chinese food. Now, the Chinamen, the Vietnamese men, the Japanese men, all that, they don't fuck with niggas like that. They don't spend their money with black folk, but we spend our money with them every single chance we get. That's why I've been real big on Cookie Confidant. I don't care if you don't like the cookies. Eat them anyway. Ah, damn. Motherfucker always got some shit to say. And the reason why I say that is because we're so critical on black businesses, but when it comes to white businesses, they could spit and piss in the food, and you'll still be like, but it was good, though. But it was from Ruth Chris, though. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can't eat that Ruth Chris. That bullshit. But, nigga, you'll get kicked in the teeth just to say you was a part of some shit. But a black business could put their hard work, effort, love, soul into that product that they trying to give to you, and you shit all on it. This is what I'm saying about black folk, how we have to have value in each other, man. Argue behind closed doors. Kwame Brown, he was just minding his own fucking business. But here niggas go. And no diss to those brothers. But those brothers shouldn't be poking fun at no niggas right now. Because all of them done had problems in the relationship department. All of them that you ain't that intelligent. If you having all these motherfucking issues with these other women, sometimes it ain't the bitches, sometimes it's you, sometimes it's the bitches too. Sometimes it's both. But nigga, you ain't in no position to be laughing and joking at another nigga because you don't know what the fuck this nigga got going on. Laugh and joke with a nigga you know, not with a nigga you don't know. Oh, the cookies was good, huh? See, hey, Tasha had some of them Cookie Confidant. Them motherfuckers is bomb. Go to cookieconfidant.com. Go fuck with them. Cash Mob. Yeah, let me play some more. And hey, Shawnee, I see you. What's going on? Let me play some more of this shit, man. This nigga speaking facts.
World, and you get to see how we do each other. And then when I see what you're saying on the news, I know you a motherfucking lie. I know you a motherfucking lie. I might be a you don't know it yet. You can tell by Kwame you a you ain't got your face up there. You a at least you see me.
See, I'm going to tell you, man, I just think they fuck with the wrong nigga. And I think they thought he was just going to be a mark-ass nigga and just allow these niggas to talk crazy. But they don't know. I'm glad. I'm glad because listening to this brother speak, he's not just saying stupid shit. He's saying very, very potent, important things, and he calling out the bullshit. How niggas are go on TV and talk shit about other niggas, but then like how they had, you know, I got love for those brothers at All the Smoke, but when they had Jeannie Buss on there, I just don't understand how you can praise a white woman like that when she used another black brother to get LeBron there and then had all these restraints. First you hired him and told him, oh, you have free range to do whatever you want. He said, well, I want to fire Luke Wall. Oh, well, such and such has got to be in there. Well, then I don't have free range. And I give Magic props, but I couldn't look at you the same. I just couldn't. I couldn't look at you the same at all. Because how you going to tell me I have free range to do what I want, but then every time I want to fire Luke Walton, another white person, there got to be another white person in there? That's because they didn't see Magic Johnson as somebody that can make executive decisions. They saw him as a token figurehead. And that's why fuck the goddamn Lakers. That's why every time somebody, man, fuck the goddamn Lakers, man. I'm not, what the fuck I look like? I'm not putting my heart, earned soul. Look, if you're going to like a specific player in the NBA, cool. Like, I like Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar is one of my favorite players because he from the Bay Area. He don't take no bullshit. And, nigga, he not no smiley nigga. And that's why I fuck with Dame Dollar. Because Dame, you could just look at him and tell when he on the court. He don't be all smiling and grinning and doing the motherfucking, no, he don't do none of that shit. That nigga come to play and get the fuck up out of there. And that's what niggas need to be like. More like that and less giggling and smiling and being a goofy.
It's sad, man. It's sad what we did to a generation of males. Everybody gotta be a gangster. Everybody gotta be tough. I'm just trying to get home to my family. I done been beat up before. If you would have beat me up like a man, sir, even after talking all that shit, I would have shook your hand like a man and we could have had a motherfucking beer. I done been beat up before, but you can go home to your mama's cooking and I can go home to mine. But see, we scared of that. We want to just kill somebody. It don't make no goddamn sense. Do you know it'll never be over if that was what you saying to happen? Do you know how many lives will be affected by if you or somebody catch me in traffic and something happened to that boy in there? Do you know what'll happen then?
I think they just think I'm really after I assessed and I listened to a lot of some of his other videos, you know, I really was like, I think they thought this nigga was just some nigga that was just like a turtle. He just going to shell, not gonna say nothing. You know, and like I said again, I'm repeating this. What I don't like about this whole situation is this is my thing. They could have went around that. They could have been like, okay, you know, yeah, you know, Kwame, I think it was just a lot on him and a lot of pressure, man, but he's a good dude. Let's keep it moving. But they made him the butt of the joke, and everybody was laughing. And I would have been irritated too if I was Kwame Brown, especially Gilbert Arenas. You need to really stop, nigga. Stop. I don't understand some of these niggas. Like, sometimes niggas just need to just learn how to just move on. Just move on, bro. Because you're not gonna like what niggas have to say about your bitches and your decisions. You're not gonna like that. I don't care how good of a basketball player you was. So it doesn't matter. You could be a great worker, but if your home life is in shambles, then that's who you are. Because work is something you do. That's not who you are. Nigga, Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player to ever play the game of basketball. That doesn't mean that he's a great guy. That doesn't mean he's for his people. That just means he was good at what he did. See, the job is something you do. That's not who you are. And these niggas laughing and poking fun, like as if these niggas are exempt, you know, from being cast out. Sometimes, man, it's just good to be humble and move on. Be like, look, no disrespect, Kwame. It ain't even like that, my G. Man, just Jordan was hard on you. So I understand where you was coming from. You don't poke jokes at him and laugh and play games and like, you don't know if that nigga gonna take it that way. So in my personal opinion, I feel like black folk need to stop getting on these dominant society platforms and poking fun at niggas. Why don't you poke fun at these white folk? Why don't you call out Jeannie Buss for like, well, why did Magic Johnson just leave abrupt like that? Why did he say y'all kept saying that y'all needed another person to be in there? Why would he say that about the general manager that, you know, he was talking a bunch of shit about Magic? Why would Magic say that? Why does Magic need to lie? See, I'd have put that bitch on the spot. But of course, she's not gonna do no interview like that. She's gonna do a controlled interview where ain't nobody gonna ask her the real motherfucking questions.
You ever heard that song? And it won't stop. You ever heard that? And that's how we always get in trouble. We say things with our mouth. We manifest with our mouth. What is wrong with you? I ain't never talked to you like that.
Man, hey, let me tell you something. Look, I ain't even checked the chat. Let me tell you something. When you work at the corporate plantation, shout out to my nigga Dom too. Me, Dom, Nick, we be having these conversations. Because Dom, you know Dom from LA too. So I'm like, Dom, man. Because the nigga came to me one day and was like, nigga, some of the shit that be going at these, he's like, what you call corporate plantations? He said, nigga, in the land, nigga will reach out and touch you out there. I'm laughing because I'm like, bro, you just don't understand, man. These people just don't get it. And I said, man, they just don't get it, man. They just don't. I can only imagine. Here, let me look at the chat. Here, let me look at the chat because I ain't even looked at this motherfucker. Right now, I'm looking in the chat right now. Hold on, let me see. Wait, hold on. Mariah's here. Oh, what's up, Mariah? Hey, Becky with the good hair though. Hey, look, this is what I was saying. Look, this nigga, my nigga Dom at the corporate plantation was like, nigga. And then my homegirl too, she was like, oh my God, Warren, if this, I was like, look, let me tell you something. If this, look, Taji, just imagine corporate plantations, just put them in the middle of LA, in between where Mariah stay and in between where we stayed at in West LA. Just put every corporate plantation in between where Mariah stayed, where Mariah used to stay at, Auntie Sharon, all the way to where we used to stay on Carmona. Just put every corporate plantation you can think of in the middle. Now, do you think them motherfuckers would be acting like that? Hell no, because niggas would be wanting to see their asses. Nigga, I had to tell a nigga, I said, this was a minute ago. I said, nigga, nigga, do you know what you got to deal with when you living out there? Not saying that Vegas ain't like this, because I worked at Doolittle. Doolittle ain't no joke. But Doolittle in North Las Vegas, I would say, if I could compare it, Doolittle in North Las Vegas reminds me of fractions of L.A. Fractions. Doolittle in North Las Vegas remind me of like Monrovia, DeWardy, maybe a little bit of Pasadena, maybe a little bit of L.A., but not like what I saw growing up as a kid and what we saw growing up and going, look, man, where I went to church at, nigga, my church was next to a pimp house, a hoe house. Nigga, my uncle preaching, and all you hear is, Daddy, I don't have all the money. Bitch, what the fuck did I tell you? This is what you hear when you at church. This is what's going on next door to the church. That's what I grew up seeing. You know what I'm saying? Becky with the good hair started it by typing off dude and saying only one trade need to be mentioned. Yeah, he shouldn't have done that, man. And see, this is the thing, too. We got to start. I remember that guy. We got to start educating people around us. I'm talking about people that really understand what the fuck is going on. Just be like, look, man, don't do that. I always, like I said, my nigga Don, I'll be able to tell him, don't do that. Because, you know, sometimes, see, the youngsters, they don't have a lot of patience with the Sambo Coon shit either. These niggas be ready to go. And then a lot of the times I be like, nah, my nigga, don't do that shit. He like, my nigga, because, nigga, it's been one. I don't got time to be watching all this bullshit. I'm like, don't even do that shit, my nigga. And I be having to tell some of the homegirls, too, like, don't do that. Because what happens is, at these corporate plantations, these dominant society people, they get to talking crazy to our sisters and just talking reckless. And then they'll kind of try to talk crazy to the brothers, but they do it more to the sisters. And I'm like, always like, I had to tell a person, this was a long time ago, hey man, if I was you, I wouldn't be talking to her like that. Well, you know, I'm like, look, you don't know who these people know. And you're putting, and look, I flipped it. You're putting everybody's life in danger because you don't know what's going on. And you don't know if you ain't never heard of the term going postal. You talking crazy to somebody and they come up here and get the dumping on everybody because of you. You put everybody's life in danger. That's why sometimes that's how you can approach motherfuckers like that, because I felt like with Matt Barnes and Gilbert Arenas and Steven Jack, come on, my nigga. Y'all didn't have to do that. And to do that on that major platform when we got all this shit going on and we have anti-black racism going on. You got your boy Joe Biden want to meet with George Floyd's family. That's some fucking symbolism. He don't give a fuck about no niggas. So it's like, man, come on, man. We don't have time for that shit, man. Listen to some more of this shit that he was saying. This nigga's dropping jewels, though.
You got something deep down rooted in you, boy. You must be mad you wasn't a higher pick. I ain't mad about nothing. You mad about something. You want me to feel bad. The way that shit I listen to, I'm like, damn, this nigga really get it. I was talking about your character and how you was moving in the streets. And that was years ago. And I see now you still moving stupid. Still thinking you tough.
Did you know that the average adult has
Hold on, no, nigga. We not playing no commercials. That nigga was saying some real shit. They edited out him cussing and shit, but he's saying some real shit.
Street. Like, that don't even make no sense. You always gotta bring up the group. That situation had nothing to do with me and you. And that brother, nothing happened. You think I'm finna let a nigga chase me out my shoes? Like they were doing all them other All I said was I'm a grown man. I'm sorry that offend you. I want to walk around like the white. I'm sorry that offend you too. Cause ain't none of you was chasing them white out their shoes. So
did y'all hear that? Niggas want to chase niggas, but he said ain't none of y'all niggas chasing them white boys. See, he calling out a character. That's why watch people. I noticed that too. Watch people who quick to talk shit about niggas. Just in general. And I'm not talking about joking and, you have your jokesters and your roasters, your baggers and niggas. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about niggas that can sit around and shit on niggas all day. But when you bring up racism, white supremacy, what do? Ah, man, see, you on that, man. See, that's that pro-black shit, man. I ain't really trying to hear all that. Nigga don't want to hear that shit, though. But a nigga will talk shit about niggas all day. They won't support no black businesses. They won't support entrepreneurs that are black. Nigga could tell a nigga that's an entrepreneur, they give him all this critical advice of what he should be doing. And those are the protesters. Those are the motherfuckers that are the, I would say, spectators and the protesters that are protest, but they're not really trying to invoke change. What I mean by change is how many times you gonna protest? How about we get together and say, all right, my nigga, let's put some bread on these politicians' heads, and we not vote for y'all niggas unless y'all do something. I done already told y'all niggas when I worked at Veterans Memorial Leisure Center in Las Vegas, this 7, 8, 9 years ago. It was out there in Summerlin. For all y'all that live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Summerlin is the nice, rich area or whatever in Vegas, whatever. Now, they was having a city council like meeting up there was just for their councilman in their ward. Man, they was letting that white motherfucker have it. It wasn't nothing but old white people in there. And they was cussing, kicking, screaming, this is bullshit, woo, 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 going in on this motherfucker. That motherfucker was just sitting there listening. He took all that shit. You know why? Because they put that motherfucker in charge. They voted at and got that motherfucker there. They put bread on his head. No, nigga, you're going to do what we want to do. Them motherfuckers, look, when I was working at Veterans, I'm just giving y'all a little story. When I was working at Veterans Memorial, that pool was an outdoor pool. The only indoor pool we had was Dula when I worked for the city. And that's downtown. That was the only indoor pool. They domed the outdoor pool in Summerlin. Because them niggas was like, well, I want my kids to swim all year round. So since I want my kids to swim all year round, you need to figure this out. Them motherfuckers domed the motherfucking pool. So what does that tell you? See, it ain't just about money. It's just about what they do with their money, too. Like Kwame Brown was saying, nigga, how you gonna shit on Master P, but nigga go run the fucking Gucci? Niggas a shit on Master P, right? Niggas a shit on whoever is LeVar Ball, but then niggas will go run the Gucci. Gucci and them don't even fuck with Gucci. Louis Vuitton, they don't give a fuck about no niggas, man. But niggas will run to that shit every single fucking time. And that's why I be like, damn, man, niggas is right about that shit. That's some real shit. And you know why? Because we don't have intrinsic value. Man, I haven't even watched Buck Breaking. I'm going to go stream it because I think you go on his website and stream it. Because I don't even want to open it up. I feel like it's a collectible item. And when you tell people about hidden colors and stuff like that, and you mention to me, oh, somebody always got something. These are people that are uneducated. They always got something to say. And I'm like, I'm talking about the information this brother is bringing. I'm not talking about all that other shit. Motherfuckers think that you got to be all invested in somebody's personal life. Man, I'm not got time to be worried about. I got to be worried about my own personal life. I'm not trying to be worried about nobody else's personal life. And that's the problem with us. We're so invested in shit that don't matter. But we'll do it on their platform. Now, like I said before, you're not going to see two white Jewish people talking shit about another Jewish person on a Jewish platform. They're not gonna do it on a black platform. If you got two white Jewish people together on a black platform and you bring up another Jewish white person who's robbed both of them, those two white Jewish people are not gonna talk about that other white Jewish person because it's called being on code. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna make fun of them. They're not gonna disrespect him. They're not gonna make a joke out of it. They're not gonna do none of that. because there's a code that's established amongst the white Jewish community. Look at what they did to our brother Nick Cannon. As soon as Nick Cannon started talking about shit that he read in the book, these motherfuckers basically tarred and feathered him. Oh, you will, and made him apologize. You got to do all that. And it's like, that should tell us, when you get in those meetings and you do meetings with these devils and these people that are immoral and corrupt, you better know who you dealing with. Just like when you deal with anybody else on the street. Don't just be sitting up here, oh yeah, they cool. That doesn't mean that they fuck with you. Stop thinking that these people, just because they cool with one nigga, that they cool with the whole race. No, they just cool with that one nigga within that one situation. Because if that's the case, then Michael Rappaport wouldn't be acting the way he acted. You should have saw how he acted on that fucking podcast. That shit it blew my mind how he was just, yeah, man, it was good filming, Higher Learning. I'm thinking, and I left the comment, how is filming Higher Learning fun? Oh, fun for you because you got a chance to call niggas a whole bunch of niggas and monkeys and shit. But how's that fun for Busta Rhymes and Ice Cube and everybody else? That's not fun, nigga. Get the fuck out of here.
Ignorant. You bring up a that was taken from and you think that's cool because you a stupid. You ain't take a motherfucking thing from Kid Rock. You ain't take a motherfucking thing from Eminem. You always want to harm, harass, and hurt.
Man, that's it. Mic drop. That's a bag drop, as Dame Dash would say. He said, ain't no nigga took nothing from no motherfucking Eminem. But a nigga go tell you, and ain't nobody take a motherfucking thing from Kid Rock, but a nigga be ready to draw down on a nigga right away. You know what? No intrinsic value. We don't see each other through each other's eyes. We see each other through the dominant society's eyes. A lot of that shit starts from your upbringing, what you've been socialized. A lot of us, our socialization is, Jesus said it, and just pray, read your Bible and pray every day. But then when you look in your book and you like, well, why the fuck this nigga look like Pau Gasol? Now, how the fuck is I'm praying to this nigga, he look like Pau Gasol, Jesus ain't got no color. He's like, oh, now he ain't got no color. But his color just happens to be like every other Caucasian motherfucker we see on TV. It's like, why does this nigga look like Kurt Rambis? Oh, don't worry about that. Just pray to God. Don't worry. Just close your eyes and pray. It's like, come on, man. Some of that is on us too. In the black community, especially our black church. I love my black churches and my black Christians and going to heaven and praying and the rapture and all. Hey, that's your belief system. I'm not tripping off that. But as Dirty Bookman says, replace the image of the white man's God. Because he said it in his prayer. The white man, his God asked him to commit crimes. So why the fuck would we be praying to that God? And then when you bring up voodoo or voodoo, motherfuckers get the bug in their eyes. And I just be like, oh, man, are you serious? Those are the things that I see that I'll be like, okay, these are things that I think we got to get better. That's why I got a voodoo book, and I got to get a voodoo book, and I'm start looking at that. I got in my cart some books about Yoruba and Orisha and Ifa. I think it's very imperative that we start knowing our religions that we made up. It isn't just about the black Christians and the Muslim faith. You got Ifa, you got voodoo, Kundumble. Those are our religions that we created. Santeria. That's our shit. We created that shit. So it's like, why are we not proud of that shit? But we proud of praising Cesare Borgia. And then when you tell a nigga who Cesare Borgia is, and motherfucker be looking at you like you crazy. Like, man, I'm like, nigga, I got the book, man. Like, I read the book, bro. I'm telling you, it's one hell of a resemblance. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And why y'all niggas out there got niggas out there Easter egg hunting, nigga, but niggas don't want to tell kids, look, bunnies don't lay eggs. They lay shit that stinks. So you don't pick up shit and eat it, do you? So why the fuck would you be simulating some eggs? But we don't know, because that's just what we've been told. And that's fine. But sometimes you got to come from up under that socialization and that social engineering, and you got to have your own path and understand what it is. And you can tell people like Kwame Brown, he probably been on this shit the whole time. I bet the whole time he probably been this way, and motherfucker just poked up. They fuck with the hornet's nest. This motherfucker like African wild bees and shit. And now they got to come back and apologize. Now you got to act like he don't exist. But nigga, He do exist. Y'all called him out on a major platform, and now he called y'all out and told y'all work for these white society radio stations and podcasts, and you do what they tell y'all to do. And now motherfuckers is mad because now you do got to come out and apologize. And you really can't say nothing like Steven Jackson was like, oh, well, you know where I'm at, pull up, and, you know, I can't control my family, do, as if he don't got family either. Come on, man. Niggas be, why don't you do that with Luke Walton? Why don't you do that with motherfucking the nigga that was talking shit about Magic Johnson? If niggas got so much loyalty to each other, why the fuck would that white boy that is in charge of the Lakers was talking all this shit about Magic Johnson to other employees that work for the Lakers organization? Magic Johnson put it out there that's what he did, and nobody checked that white motherfucker and was like, why you talking shit about Magic, bro? Like, that's some whole shit. Motherfuckers don't never want to put these white motherfuckers on blast, but they can't wait to put a nigga on blast. So, hey, man, think about that. How many black businesses are you supporting? I'm glad you're reading the books. Read the books. But how many black businesses? Shawnee already know. Tasha already know. I can name them. blackandnoble.com, Mix of Health, My Outright Herbs, Fayronic Design, The 5150 Show, Freedom Paper Company, Cookie Confidant. Shit, nigga. 6. That's 6. So don't, nigga, I support black businesses. And frequently, all the time, My Outright Herb, blackandnoble.com, Mix of Health. Now, Cookie Confidant, I'm going to add that one too. Why would you order some cookies that's all the way in Texas? Well, because, nigga, it's a black business. Hey, I'll be looking for black businesses out here too. And I'm not, and we need to be patient with black businesses too. Stop, niggas. I'll keep saying this. If a nigga is one day late with some shit you supposed to get, here go a nigga. This nigga here be bullshit, man. Let me call him motherfucking, man. I just want my money back, man, because motherfuckers bullshit and all this other shit. Like I said before, niggas know me. Niggas know me. Shit, my outright herb, man, anytime you, I don't be, it's been 2 days. I ain't heard from nobody. What? Nah, nigga. I let time go by. It's a black business. They don't have the same resources that other dominant society businesses have or the Latino businesses have. Motherfuckers, stop comparing us to every other racial group. They are allowed to do what they do. Oh, don't think I ain't forgot. I got something planned that's and I'm just gonna post it. That's gonna really fuck with motherfuckers. I'm gonna see how much. I'm gonna probably take Nick with me. Cause I'll probably take Nick. It won't look as fucked up. But y'all need to listen to some shit that my brother Nick said. Nick was dropping some jewels. Like, he was like, black folks should support black businesses. He was like, but white folks should support black businesses too. He's like, that's some real shit. Y'all didn't build this country. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and look, one more thing. When a motherfucker want to say you racist, just be like, black people cannot be racist. We don't own no ships, cakes, pies, boats, planes, agriculture, resources, land. We don't own any of those things. And they're going to be like, well, what does that have to do with anything? Be like, okay, let's just take the corporate plantation for an example. The people that are at the very top, none of them look like niggas. They all look like the dominant society, and they all reflect the dominant society. Which means white folk can use white privilege to either open the door for a black person or close it for 10,000 black people. That's what they can do. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. And then when you call them on it, here comes white fragility. So stop trying to get every other racial group to see where you coming from. They either see it or they don't. And if they don't see it, it ain't no love lost. I think it is. We be so sad because they marching, whining, and repeating with us that then when there's a disagreement on that shit, we be like, oh, but nah, man, they cool. And it's like, they cool to you. As Neely Fuller Jr. says, until a white supremacist proves to you that he's not a white supremacist, then he's a white supremacist. He's a suspected white supremacist. Straight up. So they can prove to everybody else all they want, but they got to prove to you otherwise. You know why? Because when black folk get ushered into this system of racism, white supremacy, and we might get a few doors open for us, don't think that the dominant white society and every other racial group is waiting for us to fuck up. So they be like, aha, I knew it. I knew that motherfucker was going to be like that. Hey, what's happening, Eric? I see you. I knew that motherfucker was going to be like that. They be waiting on that shit. Then they race bait you. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm really thinking about writing a book. I really am, but I might get sued because I'm gonna be like motherfucking Jackie Chan and I forgot that one show, The Foreigner. I want names. I'm gonna be like Corrupt. That's who Kwame Brown act like Corrupt in the 90s. That nigga was calling out names, and I'm gonna have to call out names, man, because I was seeing some bullshit. And motherfucker try to act like it ain't racist, but it is the most racist shit ever. And a lot of the times we be so busy trying to protect what we have. We get a little touch of that Sambo spirit. Oh, I had a touch of it too. Like, man, I ain't trying to fuck up my shit, Instead of knowing how to maneuver through the system, we so busy worried about our fucking plate. Because we be so in fear of it. And I get it, man. I get it and I understand. I'm not telling motherfuckers to jump on the motherfucking desk at the corporate plantation and be like, fuck all you white motherfuckers and I quit. I'm not telling you to do that. That's foolish. And that's dumb and that's childish. What I'm telling you is, if you put yourself in a position, you shouldn't have a touch of that Sambo spirit like how I had. I can admit it. I've done a lot of bullshit, foolish things and Sambo-ish type bullshit. Thinking like, oh, okay, well, as long as I protect my shit, then I had to step back and think of shit. And I'm like, that's why I want to put it in the book. Because I'm like, that's some bullshit. I shouldn't have done that shit. And then I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like the way it allowed me to look, because what happens is a lot of the times the dominant white society, they'll watch what you stand on. And then what I ended up start doing was I just ain't gonna smile with no motherfucker no more. I ain't gonna smile with you. I'm not smiling with nobody. And a lot of the times we gotta watch this too. You deal with a lot of Africans and tethers on these corporate plantations, and you deal with other racial groups who's jockeying for position right up under the dominant white society. So you'll deal with it from the Latino community, you'll deal with it from the Asian community, you'll deal with it from the African community. And you're like, what do you mean Africans? I'm talking about the niggas from, if the niggas from Africa or Jamaica or whatever, and they be talking that, oh, I'm from Jamaica, I'm from such and such, and then they get around the dominant white society, then they want to start talking shit about you and trying to put you on blast. I've dealt with that shit before too, that community. Or you dealing with the LBGTQ, LMNOP, XYZ community. They all cool and all this other shit, but they think they LBGTQ and then they black. Like, that's second. Like, they see that first and then that. And then they have a tendency a lot of the times to, I would say, defend that movement, but not defend the foundational Black American movement, which means reparations, which means replace the system of racism, white supremacy. This is the type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to understand, we in this on our own, man. And real allies, I'll tell you this over and over and over and over and over again. Real allies gonna read the books. They're not gonna be talking shit. And I'm not, and motherfuckers think real allies gotta be like, yeah, black power. No, real allies gotta be like in this book. Go get this book. It's called The Burglary. Nick, man, what's happening with nobody? Go get this book. Talking about your good LBGTQ, LMNOP, XYZ, racist, white supremacist, J. Edgar Hoover, who used to wear dresses. Like, what's the motherfucker's name? Bruce Jenner, who want everybody to call him Caitlyn. No, nigga, your name is Bruce. And that's what I'm calling you. Because I bet you my black ass couldn't go in no woman's bathroom while they was getting dressed and be like, oh, I identify as a woman. They'll be like, oh, you do? Well, guilty, nigga. You can identify as a woman when you in prison. Fuck out of here, man. These are just things that we have to learn on our own. We got to stop expecting everybody to come to our aid. If they ain't your people, then they ain't your people. And all skin folk ain't kin folk either. Because motherfucker, you be like, oh yeah, they cool. And them be the main niggas running and telling the dominant society everything you doing. These are the most. Why you think I tell y'all right now, I can't stand a Sambo Coon, Steven from Django telling about the gun line Hayward Shepherd ass motherfucker, man. I can't stand that shit. That spirit I don't want around me. Because I've worked around people like that. And sometimes you try to give them a benefit of a doubt. But me, I would say a work in progress. And I would say God's not done with me yet. If that's what they would say. So guess what? Since he ain't done with me yet, I'm not finna be sitting up there smiling and laughing at all the nigga jokes and, hey, Tyrone, did you watch the game last night and all this bullshit? No, nigga. I don't go to work for that. I go to work to get a paycheck and get the fuck out of there. And if you think these people are not your friends, these people are associates. They're not your friends. And any other racial group that's really down for folks, they just like those white folk that was in The Burglary. They're doing something that we're not allowed to do. Tell us what's being said, what's not in the room. In that book, The Burglary, I just showed, those white folk was telling us what was being said when we weren't in the room. They're the reason why we know about COINTELPRO. And it's not about praising white people. I'm just saying, if you want to be revolutionary, and you're part of the dominant white society, or you're part of a different racial group, and the dominant white society let you in and they talk shit about other black people, you don't get in there talking shit to the dominant white society. No, what you do is you go back to those black folk and you be the spook that's sat by the door and educate those black people on how they think, what they saying about you, how they feel about you, and everything. And then you play the middle. And you just, long as you give us the information, because that's what's most important, man. Tell us what's being said, what's not in the room. Go read the ISIS Papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Very, very good book to read. Right now, I'm still reading Price for the Pound of Flesh. This is not an easy read. And I'm not talking about like logistically speaking or linguistically speaking. I'm talking about it's just not a hard read. It becomes very difficult with some of the shit that was going on. You know what I mean? Just some of the shit. It's like a medical apartheid / because medical apartheid was not an easy book to read. So I just say, if you can read 5 minutes a day. Start off with 5, then 10, then 15, then 20. And don't try to go read 1,000 books, because it ain't about reading 1,000 books. It's about retaining whatever knowledge you can to educate yourself and teach the next 20 or 30 people that you know. Because if you can't retain the knowledge because you're trying to keep up with everybody else, what's the point of you reading? That's what I had to learn. First, I'm like trying to speed read. I'm like, nah, because you're not retaining that knowledge. Then when I slowed myself down, I started remembering all kinds of shit. And I really think it's imperative that we start reading. The conversation should always be about that. Man, what book you read? Man, in this book, this shit cold. You know, and with my sisters, look, now I get it. Y'all want to read like my mom used to be reading books with the nigga. What was that nigga named? Fabio would be on the cover and shit. I'd be like, Mama, why is you reading that? Don't be reading God, please don't fail me now type shit. Y'all niggas can read that shit later. Go watch a damn Tyler Perry goddamn movie if you want to read something like that. Y'all niggas need to go read the new Jim Crow. Go read The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Go read The Negro Project. I got to put a book list together like Mariah was telling me. I just been forgetting. Shawnee know about that shit. Shit. Don't be reading that shit. I remember I worked at the Court Plantation. Nuke, no, I can't wait to get Nuke on here. Man, I remember these black brothers at work. They were just so arrogant. And I was like, man, I heard y'all got a book club. This one I wasn't reading. Excuse me. And they was like, yeah, we do. And I was like, well, what type of books y'all read? And they was like, oh, like romantic novels. I was like, man, y'all get together and sit around and talk about romantic novels. And y'all already know what my response was. Oh, y'all, I was like, well, y'all ain't getting no dick, so let me join the motherfucking book club. And we'll be talking about something else. And then one of the ladies was laughing, was like, oh my God, you so nasty. I'm like, man, ain't no women get together. Y'all should be talking about replacing system, racism, white supremacy. I'm thinking that they reading books about race and shit, and I wasn't even reading it. Here's my dumbass. I'm like, oh, they might read books about race and all this other shit, which, you know what I'm saying? I would be interested in that shit. Nigga, when she was talking about love affair books and all this other shit, I'm like, you know, my first response was like, y'all motherfuckers y'all need some dick in y'all life or something. Why would we have a book club where y'all getting together to talk about that shit? And then the girl that I was talking to, she was laughing. She was like, oh my God, Warren, you so nasty. You crazy. You can't come to our book club. I'm like, I don't want to fuck with y'all book club anyway. So make sure you're reading something that you can teach somebody. Read a book about stock. Financial literacy is very imperative. You need to know about that. Read about that. Try to be well-rounded. and understand exactly what life is about, man. But hey, look, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Man, I appreciate everybody out there handling business. Man, my bad about Sunday, but I had a whole bunch of shit. Nick, good looking out, man. Nick, I had so much shit to do. But anyway, things are coming along. I'm trying to get to this point where we can get this shit going. Shout out to, like I said, my boy Nick again, man. Nick is real solid. And, hey, he been riding with me, man. So, hopefully we'll see him this weekend, man. Hey, I'm going to see y'all on Thursday, man. But shout out to Kwame Brown. Oh, don't trip. I'm going to have to get with Shawnee and Erica and Tasha and see what y'all think. See what books is popping. Because, man, books are forever changing. I would just say, I'll tell you this. My top 5, The ISIS Papers by Dr. Francis West Welsing. That's my top 5. Black Labor, White Wealth, Powernomics, and I would say The Fall of America, and I would say The United Independent Compensatory Counter-Racist Code. That's like my top 5. Like, those are books that I always talk about. And then The Burglary would be in my top 10. But if I was to suggest any book to somebody, those books are all interchangeable. You can go read, but I would always suggest Black Labor, White Wealth. Please go read Black Labor, White Wealth. I think I got it up here somewhere. I got Black Labor, White Wealth, The Black History Reader by Dr. Claude Anderson. See, I got his library pack. I had his library pack before niggas was on Dr. Claude Anderson. Shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins too. And Tariq Nasheed, because if it wasn't for them, a lot of people wouldn't know who he was. But once I saw who he was, I went and got on his books right away. I didn't just wait until now. That's why now you go on Amazon.com and his shit be going for like $100 a book. But I got his whole library pack, Dirty Little Secrets 1 and 2, and The Black History Reader, and Black Labor, White Wealth, and Powernomics. And hey, Tasha Mariah, did y'all know that Dr. Claude Anderson spoke at Fred Price's church in the 90s? I didn't even know that shit. Go on YouTube and look up Dr. Claude Anderson at Fred Price's church at the Crenshaw Center. This is for anybody that's from LA. You know what I'm saying? It just, no diss. I love my black Christians. I love all black religions. I think it does. If there was no black religions, it would be genocide, not on black people. It would be genocide on white folk. Black folk would have been done. I know what they would have done. I know what we were capable of doing. So I thank God for black religion. That has helped us out a lot. But I think a lot of times it hinders us a little bit when we don't work together. I shouldn't have to be no Muslim or no Nation of Islam to go fuck with the Nation of Islam. Motherfuckers be like, I'm not Nation of Islam. I just respect the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I think he was the dopest businessman we have ever seen. You're never going to see a businessman like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't care who you are. That nigga was killing the game. But motherfuckers, that's why I hate to go over, but Tasha remember this shit. That's why me and my mom, we used to always get into it, because my mom used to always be bringing up the bullshit. Oh, but what about all that shit he was doing? I'm like, see? But y'all niggas don't talk shit about John F. Kennedy. Do you hear white people talk about John F. Kennedy and all the bitches he was fucking? No. My top 5 is Black Labor, White Wealth, ISIS Papers, Fall of America, How to Eat to Live, They Came Before Columbus. See, I forgot about They Came Before Columbus. That's a very good book. See, everybody's top 5 gonna be different. I guarantee you though, everybody's top 5 gonna have Black Labor, White Wealth, and the ISIS Papers in it. Those are top 2. How do you not have those 2 books? Every other book is good, but those books are fucking great. So remember that. The ISIS Papers, the Queen Mother, the Honorable, the late great Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, she was killing the game. Just killing the game. When I was reading that book, I was like, what the fuck? For real. What the fuck is going on? And let me tell you something too. I'm going to say this too. Shawnee, you could attest to this. Erica, you could attest to this too. Man, and don't let no nigga try to book shame you. I can't stand niggas like that. I'm not trying to let a nigga, oh, well, you got to read this book. And then they try to be condescending because you ain't read a whole bunch of books. The first thing you should say is, my bad, my nigga. I'm too busy being black and going into white America and trying to survive and not get shot and killed like Sandra Bland and everybody else. See, sometimes you got to bring niggas back down to reality because they done got a little bit of the education from the books. Then they want to start being condescending towards regular niggas that's just now coming into it. It's like, damn, nigga. Better late than never? God damn. I be happy when a nigga read one, but if a nigga read a half a book, I'm like, cool. At least you understand, man. And if you don't do nothing but read 5 minutes a day, that's how I started off. 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I just ordered Slavery by Another Name. Can't wait to read that one. Hey, Nick will tell you, Nick probably at work right now, or Nick probably handling business. I told Nick, I said, hey man, you need to read this book, Slavery by Another Name. He said, what the fuck? He got through half the book. Nick was like, man, what the fuck, man? This book is crazy. Well, if you have a public school education, they promote Harry Potter more than they promote Dr. Claude Anderson or Dick Gregory. That's a motherfucking fact. I can't even front on you with that one, Erica. You right. That's a fact. I can't even front on you. There's no front. I ain't even got no comeback. You right. Remember, U.S. Look, the only thing I will give the dominant white society is this, and Tasha could attest to this, and I could never front. They taught us about stock and economics. We had the same teacher. That white teacher been there for generations. He taught me about the stock. Niggas just wasn't paying attention. Maybe if it was somebody that was relatable and maybe looked like me, maybe I probably would have paid more attention. Because I feel like black people know how to deal with black folk. That's why black folk need to police black folk and not have everybody else policing us. But that's a fact. Because when you look at U.S. history, they tell you about George Washington, they make it seem like these niggas ain't do nothing wrong. Like these niggas didn't have slaves and was, man, George Washington, how many times I gotta tell y'all, this nigga was snatching out black folks' teeth and making dentures out of them because he didn't have no teeth. That's what he was doing. This is the type of shit he was doing. Man, fuck George Washington and Andrew Jackson and all the rest of them motherfuckers, especially Thomas Jefferson, all them white supremacists. That's why when a motherfucker get to talking that shit about the national anthem, just be like, do you know who Francis Scott Keys is? And keep it moving. But hey, man, Slavery by Another Name, you gonna like that book. And then you gonna know where I got guilty from. Guilty, nigga. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening. Subscribe, you already know what it is. Let me get out of here before they shadow ban my shit or take my shit off the air like they been doing. Hey, shout out to everybody out there that's trying to educate themselves, man. I just want everybody to support a black business. Find a black business and support it. Just one, man. It means so much if you do that, man, because it is helping us recycle black dollars, as our brother Kwame Brown talks about. Hey, man, if you out there and the nigga run up on you talking that I don't see color, guilty, nigga. He's a Sambo, and get the fuck away from him. Hey, man, I'll see y'all niggas Thursday. I'm out. Peace.